Hey Spartans, I am so excited to tell you about Zork. Zork is like, in my opinion, the original interactive fiction computer game because it's the first one that I ever played. I played this as a kid, and I don't even like computer games and video games very much, to be honest. But I loved this. I played it all the time, and it was fun to go back and find it and play it as an adult. You can actually find references to Zork in pop culture. They refer to it in movies every once in a while, like The Martian mentioned it, that superhero movie Shazam, I want to say it was called, with Zachary Levi. They mentioned Zork. Um, no, it's another Zachary Levi thing. It's his TV show that he was in where he talks about Zork. But that's beside the point. This game is a lot of fun. So a quick introduction to Zork. Zork is a fantasy one. It's not all fantasy stuff. Like there is some normal things about it. There's stuff that you wouldn't expect in a fantasy story, but it's going to have a mix. So even though you start out in a field by a white house and everything looks like it maybe is modern and normal, things can get pretty adventurous because the point of Zork is to investigate the ruins of an ancient empire that is underground. So that's your job as the adventurer, to go down there, investigate it, find wealth and adventure, and return alive is the goal, okay? The Great Underground Empire, or GU for short, and you're gonna pick up stuff. Like, so you'll take things, you'll keep track of your inventory, you'll drop stuff if your inventory is too full and you need space to take something else. If you complete the adventure and you get all the treasures and everything, you inherit the title of Dungeon Master, which you may have heard of from D&D. The dungeons have a bunch of like creatures in them and objects and a whole bunch of locations. Just like Dreamhold, you're going to want to make a map of your very own because you can get lost in Zork trying to figure out how to get back to certain places or what you haven't explored yet. So make a map as you go. The game does not provide you with a mini map. Do keep in mind the ferocious but light-fearing grus, okay? The GRU is, the game will warn you if you are in the dark. If you step into a room without a flashlight, or you do, but you don't turn the flashlight on, the game will be like, hey, it's dark, you could be eaten by a GRU. That is not, that's a warning you need, and it can happen pretty quick, okay? It can happen early in the game, and you won't last long in the dark without being eaten by a GRU. So keep that in mind, find your flashlight, or book it out of dark places until you have a torch or a flashlight or something, okay? That's my one spoiler alert for Zork. I really like Zork a lot, so I'm not going to give you much more information because I'm worried that I will spoil things for you. But if you have questions, you can just ask me in class. Zork spawned a whole series of Zork games, like sequels, okay, and spin-offs. Zork, the original one, The Great Underground Empire, that's the only one I've ever played, so it's the only one that if you want like help beyond the game's help, that you could ask me that I could help you with. It's available all over online, so you could Google search for it if you want a different engine or a different like platform to play on. But I have a link for you in the Canvas page for one place that you can play it. It is a computer game, so you cannot play it in class, but this totally counts for your homework. And if you are playing Zork, I can't wait to hear your stories because I love this game.